In a world full of beauty and wonder, there are also places so treacherous, so perilous, that they pose life-threatening risks to anyone daring enough to venture near them. From volcanic eruptions to deadly wildlife, vast deserts, and mysterious war-torn regions, there are places on Earth that remain the true embodiment of danger. But why do these places exist? What makes them so dangerous? And how do they continue to capture the human imagination? Today, we are going to explore the most dangerous places on Earth. Places that scientists, explorers, and even governments warn against, yet they still hold a certain dark fascination. These are places that have witnessed tragedies, inexplicable disappearances, and natural forces that push humanity to its limits. So, let's dive in and uncover these dangerous places that are both feared and revered. 1. The Amazon Rainforest, the world's deadliest ecosystem. Our journey begins in the heart of South America, where the Amazon Rainforest covers an area of over 5.5 million square kilometers, spanning across 9 countries. The Amazon is a world of extremes. Lush green jungles, towering trees, winding rivers, and an array of creatures that seem to have evolved in isolation for millions of years. But beneath the thick, tangled vines and vibrant canopy lies one of the most dangerous places on Earth. The Amazon is home to a staggering diversity of species. In fact, scientists believe the region hosts about 10% of all the known species on Earth. While this diversity is fascinating, it also means that the jungle is teeming with dangerous creatures. Venomous snakes like the fer-de-lance and the bushmaster, both capable of delivering a fatal bite, roam the forest floor. The Amazon is also home to some of the deadliest spiders in the world, including the Brazilian wandering spider, whose bite can cause paralysis or even death. But it's not just the animals that make the Amazon dangerous. The rainforest is a hotbed of diseases. Malaria, yellow fever, and dengue fever are widespread, and the Amazon basin is one of the highest risk zones for the transmission of these diseases. In addition, the region's dense forests and fast-moving rivers create logistical nightmares for anyone lost or trying to escape danger. One of the biggest risks, however, is the terrain itself. The dense jungle is easy to get lost in, with a maze of narrow trails and trees that can stretch for miles in every direction. Navigation is nearly impossible without a trained guide. The humidity, heat, and constant rain create a suffocating environment that can lead to dehydration, exhaustion, and even heat stroke. The Amazon is home to a species of ant known as the bullet ant. A single sting from this tiny creature is said to feel like being shot, hence the name. But despite its dangers, the Amazon is still a place of mystery and fascination. There are still entire tribes in the rainforest that have never made contact with the outside world. And many of the species that call the Amazon home remain undiscovered, hiding in the dense foliage, awaiting the moment when science might uncover their secrets. 2. Mount Vesuvius, the fiery giant. Next, we journey to Italy's Mount Vesuvius, an active volcano overlooking Naples and infamous for its AD 79 eruption. That catastrophic event buried the Roman city of Pompeii in ash and pumice, killing thousands while eerily preserving the city as a snapshot of ancient life. Today, Vesuvius remains one of Earth's most dangerous volcanoes, with over 3 million people living in its shadow. Despite constant monitoring, predicting eruptions is notoriously difficult. Its last eruption in 1944 serves as a warning. A future event could unleash devastating lava flows and ash clouds capable of burying entire towns. Unlike most volcanoes, Vesuvius often erupts with minimal warning, lacking clear precursors like earthquakes or gas emissions, forcing authorities to stay perpetually prepared for evacuation. 3. The Korean Demilitarized Zone, a cold, hostile border. The Korean Demilitarized Zone, DMZ, is a 250-kilometer-long buffer separating North and South Korea. As one of the most fortified borders in the world, it remains a tense area where military forces face off and occasional skirmishes occur. Established after the Korean War in 1953, the DMZ symbolizes the ongoing conflict. While active fighting has ceased, the heavy military presence and periodic provocations keep the region on edge. The rugged terrain, dense forests, and unpredictable weather add to its dangers, but the greatest threat comes from millions of landmines scattered along the border. Despite demoning efforts, many areas remain highly hazardous. 4. Chernobyl, the ghost town of a nuclear nightmare. Chernobyl is a name that instantly evokes images of devastation, radiation, and ghostly silence. In 1986, the world's worst nuclear disaster occurred at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine. An explosion in one of the reactors released a deadly cloud of radioactive material into the atmosphere, contaminating vast swathes of Europe. The city of Pripyat, once home to the plant's workers and their families, was abandoned almost overnight after the disaster. Today, Chernobyl stands as a grim reminder of the dangers of nuclear power, with the Chernobyl exclusion zone remaining one of the most dangerous places on Earth. Although radiation levels have decreased in some areas, there are still pockets of high radiation in the zone, making it unsafe for extended stays. Yet, despite the risks, Chernobyl has become a hotbed for dark tourism, attracting visitors eager to witness the eerie silence of the abandoned city. Tourists are often warned of the health risks involved, and while radiation exposure may be minimal for short visits, the long-term effects are still a subject of debate. While the world has largely moved on from Chernobyl, it remains a stark reminder of the power and danger of nuclear energy. 5. The Atacama Desert, the driest place on Earth. Vast, desolate, and unforgiving, the Atacama Desert in northern Chile is considered the driest desert on Earth. Some regions of the Atacama have not seen a drop of rain in over 400 years. The landscape is so arid that NASA uses it as a testing ground for missions to Mars. The conditions here are so extreme that scientists refer to it as a super dry desert, where the air is almost devoid of moisture and the ground is parched and cracked. Despite its stark beauty, the Atacama is an incredibly dangerous place. Temperatures can soar above 40 degrees Celsius (104 degrees Fahrenheit) during the day and plummet to below freezing at night. The lack of water makes survival almost impossible without extensive preparation. The desert's terrain, with its salt flats, jagged mountains, and deep canyons, can disorient even the most experienced adventurers. Incredibly, life does persist here. Certain species of plants and animals have adapted to the harsh conditions, including cacti that store precious water and resilient rodents that can survive without drinking for long periods. However, the challenges of life in the Atacama are immense, and anyone who attempts to cross this desert without proper supplies is at great risk. 6. The Bermuda Triangle, the mysterious disappearance zone. For centuries, the Bermuda Triangle has been a topic of intrigue and mystery. Stretching between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, this region of the Atlantic Ocean has been the site of numerous disappearances of ships, planes, and even entire crews. Some of the most famous cases include the disappearances of Flight 19 in 1945, where 5 U.S. Navy bombers vanished without a trace, and the USS Cyclops, which disappeared in 1918 with over 300 men aboard. While the Bermuda Triangle is often associated with paranormal theories involving aliens or time warps, most scientists believe that the disappearances can be attributed to more mundane causes. Strong currents, sudden storms, and unusual magnetic fields in the area can cause navigational errors, leading to tragic accidents. But the Bermuda Triangle remains a place of legend. Could there be something more to it? Or is it simply the result of natural phenomena that occur in an area with heavy air and sea traffic? Regardless, it's clear that the Bermuda Triangle is one of the most dangerous and mysterious places on Earth. 7. Ijen Volcano, the island of blue fire. Our final stop takes us to the Ijen volcano on the island of Java in Indonesia. Ijen is known for its surreal blue fire, a phenomenon caused by the combustion of sulfuric gases as they escape from the crater. This natural wonder draws tourists from around the world, but it also serves as a grim reminder of the volcanic power that lies beneath the surface. Working in the Ijen crater is a dangerous and grueling task. Sulfur miners, known as sulfur gatherers, descend into the crater each day to collect sulfur. They work in an environment filled with toxic gases, extreme temperatures, and the constant threat of eruption. Many of the miners suffer from respiratory illnesses due to exposure to the sulfur fumes, and the work conditions are considered some of the most hazardous in the world. Despite the dangers, the miners continue to work here, earning a meager living. The Ijen volcano is a striking example of how humans are willing to face extreme risks in order to make a living, even when those risks could prove deadly. From the scorching deserts to volcanic islands and mysterious ghost towns, the world is full of places that remind us of nature's raw power and humanity's vulnerability. Some are shaped by ancient geological forces, others by more recent human actions, but all are testament to the forces that govern our planet. As we've seen, danger is inherent in the wildness of Earth, but it's also part of what makes these places so captivating. Whether you're exploring these areas from the safety of your home or daring to venture into the unknown, one thing is certain: the world is full of wonders, but with wonders come risks. Thank you for watching. If you're fascinated by the world's most dangerous places, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more intriguing content.